All right, hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is going to be day number one. Super excited. We got a new project starting out. Some of you guys that have been already watching this, it is going to be a little repetitive because we've been working on this duplex over here. That duplex is about day number 46 right now, but we are at day number one for the one that's going to be going right here in this little spot that is vacant. That's going to be 401 MLK Street. Now, check this out. We have a few challenges, but we're going to go ahead and address those. Nothing too crazy. We've gotten the plans approved, which means we're going to start getting the plans on here. We laminate these things, and just to make sure that everybody knows that we're playing above board. And so we're going to get started on this. But before we do, I just want to give a big congratulations to my son. He's a tennis player in middle school, and he won a couple of matches on Friday, which we're super excited about. This is him with his grandparents, so good on you. All right, let's get into it, guys. So one of the things that I always like to do is I want to go out there. Again, your contractor can do this. I give this guy a copy, a set of the plans, but I'm doing a little bit extra stuff for you guys, mostly because I want to show you exactly how this process works. So if you're doing this the very first time, I highly encourage you to do this, and this is why I'm doing it. I don't have to do this because these guys already know how to do it. The guy in here, I give him a copy of the plans, I give him a copy of the foundation, and he knows how to measure it and all this other stuff. But here's exactly what happens, is that we go out to the corners, we stake it, we actually pile these or drive these in a little bit further so that they're solid and not moving, and then we do these nylon wire. And the reason we do that is so we know exactly where the corner of the lot is or the edge of the lot is. And so what we do is then there was another one here that was on the North Thompson side of the street. I think it's North Thompson. Might be Campbell, whatever. Anyway, so there was another line here. So what we did is we measured, because technically this right here is the front and this is the side. This is the side and this is the back of this particular lot. And so what happens is the road front to here has to be 25 feet, which is what the city wants, okay? And then because this other line is on another road, they want this to be 15 feet. So we have to make sure that we follow that rule. And then on the very back over here, we have 5 feet, and then we have 10 feet in the very back. So those are going to be our limitations for what we can build and what we can't build. So what we do is we go out there with just pieces of 2x4, and we drive them into the corners of approximately where this is going to be. Now, it's just approximate, okay? It's not a big deal because we're not putting in the foundation right now. So I'm bringing this up here because, this particular lot is going to be very tight. And what I mean by tight is that you saw how we're losing frontage on 25 foot on the front, 15 on the back, and all that sort of stuff. And so the corners of the slab are going to be exactly where those need to be. Now the city has designated those areas as areas that we cannot build in. And so I don't want to make a mistake. Now I'm going to pay $150, which is not that big of a deal, but I did it for myself, but I also did it for you guys, okay? I'm paying an extra $150 to Texas Professional Surveying. And what they're going to do, and if you guys didn't know this, but if you have a really tight lot, and sometimes, the contractors are contractors, they make mistakes, and sometimes they go a little bit too fast, and it's not exactly precise. But what I want is I want the survey company to do something called, it's called staking the corners. So here's what it is. Town of Willis, this is going to be for lot number 10. And basically this lady's saying, we are able to submit for your approval proposed surveying services for this particular property. And it says here, this is house staking, lot number 10, $150, no tax per hour. So this is the proposal that they sent us, and what they're going to do is they're going to send somebody out there. Okay, so this is a copy of the approved plans for that specific corner. I'm going to zoom in here because I think this is a little bit important for some of you guys to learn if you haven't done this in the past. So right here on lot number 9 is where we have our current structure of duplex that we're building right now. This is actually being built. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to worry about this one that we're about to be building, because I don't want to make a mistake, and because I think there's value in paying someone $150 to go out there and stake it for me, a survey company, this is their job. They're very technical like this. They're going to put stakes right in the corner. They're going to say corner here, a corner there, a corner here, and a corner here. And now the foundation guys who are going to be putting up the forms, they cannot mess it up. They can't. It's impossible for them to mess it up. They have to follow these particular corners. I'm going to give them a copy of this as well. But you see, we have no room for error. This is exactly 5 feet. This is exactly 10 feet. This is exactly 15, and this is exactly 25. So being off by inches is not a game we want to play in this particular instance. And $150 is well worth getting the survey company out there to do this for you. So that's exactly what we're doing. The ones that I did, that I was just showing you the stakes that I did, they're approximately ballpark area, just somewhere nearby. And I don't really care because right now what we're doing is we're doing the pad. And so the pad is just basically going to be the fill dirt. And, you know, we want it to be a little bit bigger than the actual foundation anyway. So that's the purpose of that. Okay, so here we are. And this is the pin that is inside of that tree. Like, you know, that's going to be a challenge, right? But whatever. So anyways, what we did is measure from the tree out, and we put some other, we put these ones right here. So again, I'm not the survey company, but I just want to get a guide. So from here to here, we have 4.5 feet, which means that this one here is going to be half a foot in, so 6 inches in. And then we ran a line. You can't really see it now, or you can't see it, but we took it down. But that was after we put these corners in. So mine are approximate. The survey company, when they come out, they're going to make them exact, which is exactly what we want. And so what this gentleman doing is right now is he's taking up all this, you know, it's trash dirt or whatever you want to call it, but it's dirt that's not that great. Because what we want is we want fill dirt. So we want fill dirt. Now you see this thing here. This is what they use. Okay, they're taking 2 measurements. So this is just a laser level. And so what this thing does is takes the distance or the height of the road. Remember, we have to be 12 inches above. So it's going to, and he has another measuring tool on this side. And so what he has to do is be 12 inches above that. And so when he's 12 inches above that, that's where the fill dirt, that's about where the top of the fill dirt is going to be, where the top of the forms need to be. The fill dirt's not going to be that high, the top of the forms. So I'll show you this stuff again, guys. So let's say this is the fill dirt, and then the forms are going to be coming here. So the wooden forms are going to have to be 12 inches above that, but he's just using the level to basically get an idea of about how much we need to go. And then the other thing is that we need to go, so the footings are going to be at least 26 inches, the deepest one. So he has to go from wherever the level is, or the level of the dirt is, he's got to go down at least 2 feet, which is pretty significant. All right, just another quick dad brag moment. So I had these guys with me on Saturday, and just took them out to the job site. They wanted to go check it out, and then they started playing on the dirt like boys like to do anyways. Started playing with the dirt and playing the rocks. This guy does not like getting dirty very much, so he's just like, I'll watch you guys from over here. All right, and then that's my oldest kid. All right, so back to business here. We're scraping up the dirt. You see where he's scraping it all up, just trying to get to where we got a good solid foundation before we can start bringing in the fill dirt. The fill dirt is the stuff that really hardens well. All this orange stuff here. I mean, if you could slip and fall on this, you land on your rear there, you could hurt yourself. But it's really hard, man. That is some hard dirt that really compacts well. All right, and so now we're pretty much here at our finished product. And like I told you guys, we got the permits here. You can see them. I like to post them up. Here's something that you know, I think is important for us to do as investors, builders, and all sort of stuff, is we want to have good working relationships with the local community, with the city. And, you know, they're going to be watching you and making sure that you do your stuff correctly. But, man, I don't really care about this stuff. This stuff here you can get on Amazon, the laminating sheets. It's like self-gluing. You don't need a laminating. You don't need, like, the heated laminating devices. All you need to do is just stick them together. And then, so I got the permits up there. That way everybody knows we're legit. We're getting the electrical permits. They're coming in tomorrow. Hopefully we can get the plumbing permits here pretty soon, and we're going to post them up there. We just put them up. I just made this sign with leftover wood from this other duplex that we had here. There was some leftover stuff, and so I just kind of built it, and then a post digger. A post digger is just like just it's like a shovel with like two things on it. You push it down and you separate and you take out dirt. It's a pretty simple process, but I do that so that way we know, we identify it. The contractors know where to find it. The people that are delivering material know where to find it. The city knows where to find it. You can see the permits, and there's no question about the fact that it's getting done correctly. So now this is the finished product. Tomorrow, Monday, we should be getting some more dirt coming in. That's going to be the fill dirt that's going to start filling out this pad. So as you can see, it's pretty deep, but mostly it's deep because of all this additional dirt that he's kind of just moved out of the way. So he's just flattened it out on the sides, and it looks good. So now that we have the pad, or I'm sorry, the bad dirt moved out of the way, we can bring in the good fill dirt. Tomorrow, we're also going to be getting the stakes in for the location of the corners of the property, and that way the contractors don't mess it up whenever they're out there doing the forms. All right, guys, this is day number one for this 401 MLK property. I'm super excited. We're going to be getting some more stuff done this week. For this 403 one, we have the insulation re-inspection tomorrow. That is coming along, and then if everything goes well, we're going to go ahead and start doing the sheetrock on that, probably on Tuesday. That's all I got for you guys today. Sorry it was so long. I appreciate it. I will talk to you guys soon.